everyone, welcome to another Stamp Chatter video. My name is Leanne and I live in British Columbia, Canada on the beautiful West Coast. Today, I wanted to try and make a new Tombow glue holder that was more sturdy than the first one I did, and I'll link to the video of that below in the description. But anyway, I came up with this double one that I made today, and I thought it's so much more sturdier. And typically I just throw my glue here, there, and everywhere. I'm sure the rest of you do too. Or I stick it in a mug, and I don't know, I just find it all annoying. And so I thought I would make myself a double one, just like that. So let me show you how to do that. It is super fast and super easy, and it's a good stable one. So I'm going to use some floral paper. This is called Delightful Floral. It's an online exclusive that you can get at Stampin' Up. And I'm going to use two colors. So the very first glue holder that I did, I used white cardstock, and I did use thick white cardstock, but I'm using colored because it is thick. In fact, I think it's a bit thicker than the thick white cardstock that Stampin' Up sells. But anyway, it's thicker and it actually gives more stability. So that's why I'm doing that. And I'm just doing two colors for fun. So your outer layer is going to be 4.5 by 8.5. So that's 8.5. So I'll go 4.5. And I'm going to score that at 2. 3.5. 5.5. And 7. And this is my outer layer. Okay, and I'm going to bring in some designer paper, and I'm going to cut that down to 4.25 by 8.5. You could make it smaller if you want to, but I think it also adds to the stability of this project. So, all right, so we're going to do that, and I am going to fold these creases just like that. Lay this out. Now, I should say I'm using 2 punches today, the 1 inch and the 1.25 inch. You could do this with circle dies if you want to. I just found this way easier. All right, I'm going to glue some glue onto actually going to glue it onto this piece here. In each section, it's going to get a little bit of glue. Keeping in mind my circles are going to get punched out in that one. Don't really need that much glue, but anyway. And then I will attach this. If you can find paper that has a design that's multi-directional, that would probably be better, because of course you're going to fold this into a box. And it helps to have something that is multi-directional in design. I just couldn't find anything that I had that was multi-directional. So this is the one I'm using. All right, I'm going to go back here after I have glued it and fold again. All right, so essentially that is going to be the outside of my box, just like that. I've done something wrong. Have I done something wrong? I don't. No, I haven't. I scared myself. Okay, let's turn this over. Now in the middle panel, right here, which is the widest, I'm going to take my 1 inch punch. Now I do want it to be bigger, but the reason I'm doing this is the arm here is the perfect length to put this in all the way until it doesn't go anymore. Line it up between those two score lines and punch. And go back on the other side. This won't be perfect, but this eliminates measuring. If I used this 1 1/4, it goes in way further than I want it to, which means I would have to then measure. I didn't want to have to do that. So I go back after punching those and I just create a little ring around that, and I have exactly what I want. Just like that. Now I am using Stampin' Up! Punches, so I'm only going to caution you on whatever punch you use may not have the same length of arm, and it may not come out as well. Just in case you do this and you don't find that you have the same results that I do, that's probably why. Okay, so that's the outer layer. I'm not going to glue anything together yet. I will take the inner layer, bring in my cutter again, and we're going to do another one that is 4.5. And this time we're going to cut 1/2 inch off. So 1/2 inch, so it'll be 8 inches by 4.5. And the scoring lines are 2, 3, 5, 6. So 2 inches, 3 inches, 5 inches, and 6 inches. Like that. All right, take that one out. Put that aside. Okay, so I'm gonna score this. You can just use your fingers. There's no reason to use a bone folder on this one. All right, so I'm going to find my middle again. So here's my middle. I'm going to bring in my 1-inch punch and do exactly what I did on the other piece of cardstock, only this time we will leave the 1 inch as the 1 inch. Okay, just like that. So I'm going to glue that together, and then we're going to assemble it. So let me glue this together. And some glue. You can use tearaway tape if you want, or some double-sided tape. I find the glue, well, I'm addicted to the glue, so that is why. Okay, I'm using the glue. So that's glued there. So you notice I didn't put the outer layer together yet because this would make it easier. I mean, you could, but then what you're going to end up doing is shoving this inside to glue it, and that's kind of no fun. So you see how I did the DSP on the whole strip? You don't have to. If you find you don't have enough DSP, that's fine. I'm doing it because I just think it's just the extra layers just gives the whole thing more stability. So I am going to put some glue on the bottom here, and I will attach the inner piece. Now careful when you do this, make sure that you can still fold the outer box up, right? You don't want to have put it in too far over this crease line here, because if you do that, you're in trouble and you won't be able to fold this up without binding it. So if you're going to use a double-sided tape, be very cautious that way. At least with glue, you've got a few moments to move things around. Okay, so that's, look at that. Does it get any easier than that? This is pretty simple. It's very sturdy. What did that take me? I don't even think 5 minutes to make. Now you can decorate this if you want to. You know, if it's, what am I doing here? If it's for a friend, what am I doing? I'm making a box. Okay, here we go. Put that on there. How cute is that? Easy peasy. Here are 2 new Tombow glues, and I'm telling you, the very first one that I made was narrow and high, and it was okay, but you know, if I, in a hurry, sort of threw my glue in there, it would almost always topple over, and it annoyed me, to be honest, and so I thought there has to be a better way. So I thought, what if I make it wider? That'll have more stability, and I've always got at least 2 glues on my table, my crafting space. This works perfectly. And so if you want to dress it up, I mean, it's fine just the way it is. But if you want to dress it up, I would take a 4.5 by 5 inch piece of cardstock. So let's do that. 4.5 by 5. And if you want to add some designer paper to that, you can cut yourself about a 4-inch by 3.5, I found was long enough. And you can play around. You can make this taller or shorter depending on what you want to do. And then you would just, oh, I did it wrong. I always end up doing that and cutting it too short. What a goof. Oh well, now my pattern's gonna have to go sideways. That's just the way it is. Or did I do it that way? Oh well, you know what? I'm just gonna have a bigger margin on mine. No big deal, right? Well, it's kind of a big deal to me, but I'm not gonna make it a big deal. There you go. We all make mistakes, don't we? Okay, so you do want, this is 4.5, so 4 1/4 is what you want. A 4 1/4. I cut it down to 4 inches by mistake, but anyway, 4 1/4 is what you want. But you know what? It kind of looks good to have the Blackberry Bliss paper showing through like that. So I'm just going to leave it plain like this. You can dress yours up like a card front if you're giving it away to somebody. And in fact, if I'm using this for myself, I'm not even going to do this part. It looks complete with the back on it, but it's certainly not necessary. So I'm just going to use my fingers. Yeah, there it is. I hope you like today's project and make one of your own. It's a lot of fun to do, and obviously it's very, very quick to do. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click and subscribe. It encourages me to do more videos. Thanks a lot. Bye.